Well, I'm here to talk a little bit about my new book, Cockaigne, Land of Myth and Magic. Some of you may wonder what the land of Cockaigne is. Well, in fact, it is a medieval mythical land, but this isn't a normal heaven and hell type of situation. What this mythical land is it's an earthly heaven as well, I would say. This is a heaven of sex and love, and food and alcohol is readily available, and that's really the sort of place you look. It's sort of a hedonistic type heaven, is what I would say it is. That's really what the land of Cockaigne is. Okay, but it also was a place represented in poems and what people thought was poems and drinking songs, but in actual fact, there's a lot more to it than that. Because I've been able to prove that in actual fact, they're not poems or drinking songs; they're actually some magic spells. Okay. But you see, the thing is, these spells are unusual and normally would not be able to be used in the modern world because they were sort of booby trapped. If you weren't living in the medieval land at that time, and even then, if you didn't fit a particular social demographic, you wouldn't be able to use it. But I've actually been able to make this magic usable for the modern world in my book, Cockaigne, Land of Myth and Magic. And really, the magic in there, it has everything you want, everything you really need. It's got magic for love. A lot of people want love in their life and sex, but also hedonism and food and career success and money and all the things that people still really want. It's a very, very powerful set of spells in there. But it isn't just one spell, it's really like almost a portable spell book because there's all sorts of things in there and different ways of using it. And I've been able to render this magic usable for the modern world. Okay, it's a really good book to buy, and it's also, the things in there are very practical. There's nothing there that you can't do. The only thing you need is yourself and the book. You don't really need anything else because a lot of us in the occult have seen these books, and you need candles and this and that, and then of course people can't use it. But this is very, very practical and easy to do. You don't actually need anything. You only need to buy the book. It's the only thing you really need. Okay. The book is really easy to go through. You also find at the end there's some the research behind it that proves that it is in fact a magic spell, and that's at the end of the book as well if you want to read that. And there's some great things in there. And like I said, it's really the sort of magic that people want now. Okay, and it really shows us a little bit about about the world from the medieval period, what people were like. People weren't like the way we were taught they were like. People are sort of told that they're very different from us, but in reality, in some ways, they're very much like us. They want the same things that we do. Because a lot of books on the occult are about, trying to balance out your yin and your yang and all this. But this isn't really about, it isn't about gaining enlightenment, this book. It's about worldly things. It's about making a better life for yourself in this world. And that's really what the land of Cockaigne is really about. It's about bringing those good things into your life. And that's what it really is. It's about the good life, and that's the magic that the book shows you, and that the book is able to tell you how to do this. Because, like I said, otherwise you would tried it, it's really sort of booby trapped. But I'm a very experienced occultist. I've been learning about the occult since age 5. I'm also a member of the world's oldest paranormal research society. And also a professional author, a member of the Society of Authors, which is, as I said before, professional authors. Uh, and I've wrote many, many books on the occult. Okay, many, many. I won't even say how many, but an awful lot. And I'm the only person in the world that was able to work and prove this, that it isn't what people thought it was. It is actually a set of spells. Okay, and it's a great book to find out about. It's not expensive. Okay, it's really easy to go through, and it's set out in a really simple, easy to read form. It's not complicated. That's the important thing. Okay, this isn't a complicated thing to go through and learn. It's actually really simple. You don't need to have done so many years in the occult. You can use it straight away. You really can. You know, it's a book that an expert will get a lot out of, but the beginner will get a lot out of as well, because you actually don't need to know any other magic to do this. You don't need to have ever read a book on the occult at all. This is the only book that you really will, a lot of people will ever really need. Okay, and like I said, it's a great sort of thing that the magic of the past can be rediscovered and able to be used for us in the present as well, because it makes me feel good, that this stuff doesn't need to die off, and that people can find the use in it and also the great things behind it. It also sort of rewrites the history books as well, because it means a lot of what people thought this literature was about, it's really not. So that's historically it's important as well. But the most thing most important, that I feel is most important, is the fact that it's application. Okay, it's there to help you. It's there to help you have a better life. Because like I said, a lot of people, the things you worry about are things that other people want, like things like career success, or they want things to help them with that, or they want things to help them have more money. But sometimes they may just want a bigger house, or they want, all types of things. And there's actually a lot in this book, okay? There's a lot of different things. It's not all in the same area. There's lots of different things you can get out of that. And it's a really good way to empower yourself for a better life. Because a lot of people don't realise that bad luck and a bad life isn't supposed to last all the time. It's just supposed to last a little while at most. Okay, and this book can help you turn it around. That's not to say there isn't other things you'll want to do in your life, to help you have a better life. If something helps you in your career, no doubt there'll probably be other things you want to do, or obviously if you want sex and a book brings a new partner or people near you, then obviously you've still got to decide to have sex with them. I'm not saying people don't have choice, yeah, but the book is a very, very, very powerful form of assistance. It will help you in probably the most powerful way that anything ever will, yeah, because the occult is real. It's not just some fantasy thing that people make up. It is absolutely 100% real, and this book can help you have what you want out of life. Okay, because you've really got nothing to lose by buying the book. Okay, it's a really good move. I would say for a lot of people it'll be the best book they'll ever write. It's a life-changing book which will help you have a far, far better life than you have now, and it's useful for everybody. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, which country you're from. This book has stuff in that will help you. Yeah, it doesn't matter at all. This is magic for everybody. That's what I really would like people to get out of this. This book is magic for everybody, and it's called Cockaigne Land of Myth and Magic. Okay, and that's available from Wayavamp Media. So to find that, you just go www.wayavampmedia.co.uk. That's www.wayavampmedia.co.uk. And the book is called Cockaigne Land of Myth and Magic. That's wrote by me, S. Rob. Okay, that's Cockaigne Land of Myth and Magic, and that's wrote by me, and that's available now. Okay, you can also get that in ebook form from Amazon if you want to. Okay, but the best place to get the book, to get the paperback, is www.wayavampmedia.co.uk. Okay, and I really do hope this book helps an awful lot of people. That's really what I'd like to happen here, and to help a lot of people, and a lot of people read the book, because it has an awful lot to offer people. Okay, and like I said, it rewrites the history book, so you heard it here first. Okay, bye.